Hey students and parents, it's Pastor Trevor. We are only 9 days away from the mission trip application due date, and that is December 15th. And we have several students signed up, but I wanted to make this video to be able to clarify what it is we're going to be doing and what it is that we're asking of our students. 2 years ago, we went on a trip to Waco, Texas, and we worked with a church plant called Quest Church. We got to work with the Kilgores. We got to have our first drive-through prayer. And we learned all about church planning and what that process looks like. It was very informative. And this year is just going to look a little bit different. It's going to be more labor focused. But don't let that scare you, please. It's not going to be a bunch of saws and building houses and things that are outside of your skill set. It will be out of your comfort zone, but it's going to be things that you can do. The organization we're going with is Team Effort Missions. And they specifically design trips for students, for youth groups, to be able to come in and serve their community in a variety of areas. One of my really good friends is a youth pastor in St. Louis, and he used them last year, and they're actually going with us on this trip. We'll be partnered with them. And they said that last year, they were able to paint inside of a church building for a couple days. They were able to do landscape projects and a lot of yard work. And they were able to clean out a food pantry while they were there. And at night, we go to chapel, and we get to hear about the gospel and how we are to be mission-minded. And so the trip is going to be labor-focused, but not outside of your skill set or for parents, for your child, right? Behind me, you'll see 3 words, and it's belong, believe, become. And that last word is become, because one of the goals of our student ministry is to be able to help students to become the hands and feet of Jesus in the River Valley and beyond. It's one of the core things that we focus on, not just in Russellville, but anywhere that we go. And we want to develop lifelong commitment to that for our students. And so we do have a few goals with this trip. And the first one is that we want to cultivate a heart for others. We want your student to be able to develop a sense of compassion and of empathy for people that will develop into a lifelong care for people, that they'll be like Jesus for the rest of their life by caring and loving people. We also want to deepen spiritual growth. We know that your student will be coming on this trip, and they'll be doing a lot of work, but it won't just be about the work. It's going to be about developing habits and spiritual disciplines that we hope that will be, again, lifelong habits that they'll carry with them for the rest of their lives. The third goal that we have is to be able to create unity and community within our group. If you're a parent watching, you probably remember as a kid when you went on a mission trip or on church camp or something, that those were sacred memories. Those were moments that you remember those things with those people, and those are probably relationships and friendships that you still have today. And as we know, as the body of Christ, right, we want to value the body of Christ, and we want people to come alongside us in accomplishing the mission of helping people find and follow Jesus. And the last goal that we have is just to be able to shape a lifelong perspective. We truly believe that missions is a worldview. It's the way that we live our lives, and we want our students to appreciate the value of relationships and of God's redemptive work in His world. And so this mission trip is not just another event in our 2025 calendar. This is an event that we host as a high expectation, that not everybody's going to go on this trip. And it's about stepping into the narrative of God's restoration of His people, and how are we to use the gifts and abilities that we have to be able to accomplish that God's given us, right? And so we want to challenge our students to sign up to be able to go on this trip, because it can be transformative and be a pivotal moment for them in their spiritual formation. So the due date is December 15th. Please get those in on time. The cost of the trip is $500. I know that is pricey. We do plan and intend to do some mission trip fundraisers. And if there are any serious concerns about the financial part of it, please reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you about that. Well, we look forward to spending the summer with you in 2025 in East Tennessee. And so we look forward to seeing those applications come in.